Aristotle's point of departure is that human beings are, by nature, social creatures. His famous slogan from the beginning of the text is, quote, "Man is by nature a political animal." We need the company of other people in order to develop ourselves and to become who we are. No human being wants to live in absolute isolation from others. Moreover, we are connected by a system of needs. We need other people to help us in the fulfillment of our needs, just as others need us in the fulfillment of theirs. Politics is then the field of study that examines the different forms of social or communal organization of people, that is, how people live together in groups. Aristotle believes that the goal of human association is happiness and fulfillment, and thus the different forms of human social organization should aim at this. While certain animals also live in groups, humans are different, according to Aristotle, by virtue of their capacity for speech. It's true that animals can convey certain very basic things to one another, such as their feelings of pleasure and pain, but human speech allows a level of understanding and cooperation that's not possible in the animal world. In speech, we can examine what is useful and what's not. More importantly, we can articulate our understanding of virtue and justice verbally, and this is crucial for the creation of a state. Language is thus a crucial element in social life. Aristotle begins the work with an account of the different forms of human association, of which he believes the city-state or polis is the highest. He traces these as they evolved over the course of time. He believes that the most basic form of human association is that between a man and a woman. Together, they form what he calls a household, an oikos, in order to meet their basic needs. When families grow and different households are established, this leads to the next stage, that of the village. When a village grows and new villages arise, in time they consolidate and become cities. This is what Aristotle calls the complete community, in the sense of the final realized concept of social organization. Everything prior to this is merely leading up to this end. It will be recalled that in the Odyssey, the story of the Cyclops was taken to be an example of an underdeveloped stage of culture. The Cyclops had barely managed to rise above a purely natural existence of an animal that had not yet attained the finer things of civilization attained in the Greek world. In the discussion of the Odyssey, we quoted the passage where the Cyclops community is described as follows, quote, "These people have no institutions, no meetings for councils. Rather, they make their habitations in caverns, hollowed among the peaks of the high mountains. And each one is the law for his own wives and children, and cares nothing about the others." Aristotle refers to this passage in order to illustrate what he takes to be the undeveloped form of human association at the stage of mere households. While kings rule in cities, there's an analogy to this in the previous stages. The head of a household is, in a sense, the king of that sphere, although his authority does not extend beyond that. He represents, so to speak, the law and political powers of his own family. Aristotle makes a further observation that's relevant for his views on religion. He claims that people transfer their conceptions of human forms of association and political life to that of the gods. We read, quote, "All assert that the gods are under a king, because they themselves are under kings now, or were in ancient times." For human beings assimilate not only the looks of the gods to themselves, but their ways of life as well. In our account of Homer, we discussed how the Greek gods were under the rule of Zeus, just as the Mesopotamian gods were under the rule of Enlil. The gods stand towards one another in family relations and political ones. Aristotle seems to suggest that this conception of the gods is an anthropomorphism. Using the model of human relations as their point of departure, people naturally transfer this to their ideas of the gods. But in the end, these are simply projections of the human mind.